Hi, this is James Gordon of October Library here with the first book haul of 2021. Lately, well, in the past, several stores were closed, such as Value Village. Today, they were finally opened, and I decided to go there because I haven't been there in a while, and I wanted to get out of the house. And while I was there, I found a couple books that looked interesting, a few that I was looking for, and 2 replacements. And I also got some movies and CDs while I was there. So without further ado, let's begin with the book haul. First book I got is Hawk, the Deadly Crusader by Dan Straub. This was published by published by Joy Fiction, 1980. I saw this series posted on the Men's Adventure group on Facebook, and it sounded really interesting, so I found this when I was there. Next book I got, The Forever Machine by 2 authors. Oh, the names are sideways. Mark Clifton and Frank Ridley, and this was published by, where is it? Graph Publisher, is that Publisher? Yeah. Carl and Graph Publishers Incorporated, 1992. This is a kind of science fiction cyberpunk novel where basically it's about the government wants to replace humans with machines, essentially, and this one guy decides to use this experiment to create immortality. So it sounded interesting. Okay, next book I got is Eclipse by Philly Van Ripton, and this was published here we go, 1986 by Izzy Literature Publication Limited. Is that the right publisher? Yeah. And what's cool about this book, it's signed by the author. I'm going to show that you won't be able to see it, but it's got the author's signature written in here, which is the first for me to find a signature written on the backside of a cover. I got another novel that's signed by the author, Willow Gibson's Virtual Light, which I will be reading in my Cyberpunk trilogy. But anyway, back to Eclipse. This is like a kind of like crime thriller murder mystery that takes place at an airport, and I thought this sounded cool. Next, I got glare with this one, The Weatherman by Steve. What is that? Steve Fire, I think. Fire. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And it's got a die cut, so you got the face right. And then when you open it, you get this twister. Oh, look, a blurb from Stephen King. Lovely. This was published by Signet Books in 1995. This is basically about a journalist working at a news station is investigating these murders of a serial killer, and while she's doing that, she's then being hunted by the serial killer himself, and while this is going on, a tornado is bearing down on them, so you got like 2 things to deal with here, so this sounds really interesting and fun. Next, war thriller, The Formula by Steve Shangan? Steve Shangan? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And this was published by... Where is this published? Bateman Books, 1979. And one thing I love about finding books at Value Village or like at book rides and stuff is sometimes you find really cool things in them. And I found this inside of it. It's a pass ticket from November the 24th, 1980 for like a trip or something, and it's, I'll show you this, the other side of it. It's got this like cool like 80s Chevy Impala on the back of it. Really cool. So nice little find in the book there. Hi, Duke. Hi. Picked a interesting time to be petted when I'm doing this. The first replacement I got at Valley Village is a book that I read and was really good. The name of the Rose by Ubra Eco. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. This is very nice. It's got illustrations in the. Let me show the back of it here too, and show. Let's look at this. Look at that. That is just nice. That is very nice. A replacement for this edition right here. I don't know. I think I'm not going to throw this one out. I like this edition too. It's nice, but the other one has some nice illustrations to it. So I'm going to hang on to that. There. Okay, and then the next book I got now. A little tip for anyone: if you're given a book if someone gives you like a pile of books as a gift, don't throw them out. Hang on to them, because later on you're gonna want to. You may regret that, and you want to go back and read those books again. Well, I did that, Sally, when my dad gave me a bunch of Jack Higgin books, and I wasn't interested at the time, and I got rid of them. And then after seeing The Eagle Has Landed, I regretted those books my dad gave me, because then I want to read them, so I had to go find them. And I found the first book in the Sean Doyle series, which is the book that my dad gave me, Eye of the Storm. And this was published by Berkeley. This came out in 1992. This is part of a series by Jack Higgins of a rogue IRA member, Sean Doyle, and it also has a character that was also in The Eagle Has Landed. Lynn Devin, I think. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he was played by Donald Sutherland in the film. That's the character that I'm talking about. This book sounds really interesting, and I can't wait to check it out. And more paperbacks. I got a Vietnam book, A Stallion in the Delta by John Cassidy. Really nice cover there. And this was published by Baltimore Books, 1981. And this sounds really cool. It sounds like kind of like a war thriller about a soldier that basically gets does a mission, goes harder on, and then he tries to basically live a normal life, and then his past comes to haunt him. So it sounded really cool. Check it out. Then this was a book I saw a few times, and I finally decided to grab it because it sounded really cool. Derrick by S.J. Michaels. It's got a cool cover there of a guy with I think a guy with a M1 Garand with a scope on it. Sounds cool. And this was published by what's the publisher on the Pan Books. Okay. First published by Macmillan London Limited, 91, and then this edition is from Pan Books, 1992. It's kind of the plot. I was reading the back of it. It's basically about like some kind of like again, rogue IRA guy that basically comes back and basically begins wreaking havoc in London or something. So it sounded really cool, so I thought I'd check that out. Alright. Okay, next is a Dean Koontz novel, Winter Moon, and it's got a nice, really cool cover there. This was published by Bateman Books, and this is from 1994. I have only read the one Dean Koontz novel, Phantoms, which was really good, and I got a few others on my shelf behind me that I want to check out. And I also got another Dean Koontz book I'm going to show, which has 3 novels in one. It was really, really cool cover, so I decided to get that with this as well. Check it out. Next, I got the novelization of Tomb Raider with the hot Angela Lee on the cover. This was published by Pocket Books in 2001. I remember when this movie came out. One, I was a big fan of it. A lot of fun movie. Two, I had the hots for Laura Croft. She was a very sexy video game character, and what better choice to have Angela star in the movie, right? And this also has some images in the film. Show it. There's a close-up of Angela's face, and then got one her standing there, and then this one you can see in the shower here. I really wish Tomb Raider was rated R so we can get a full nudity shower scene. And then we got some more cool pictures of her here shooting her dual pistols and stuff. And yeah, some more pictures there, and one more here. Kind of like posing to the camera. I'll have to watch this movie again. It's a really fun movie. I actually got the two Tomb Raider movies with Angela in them. I haven't saw this. I only saw bits of the second one. I only seen the first one. I also have two collections of like Tomb Raider comics I would love to get around to reading sometime. So check that out. And the second book replacement is Alex Garner's The Beach. And this was made into the film, directed by Danny Boyle in 2000, I think, with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. The movie was not that good. They changed a lot of the book around. It had this love triangle, which really ruined it. The book was a lot better. And Alex Garner is one of the writers for the horror movie 20 Days Later. He wrote with Danny Boyle, a really good movie. And this edition was published by Riverhead Books in 1997, and this is a really nice edition. I am replacing this edition, even though it's in good shape, which has the Leonardo DiCaprio on it, the movie cover of The Beach. Yeah, I'd like to read that book again sometime. And now onto the hardcover novels I got. First up is Raymond Chancellor and the Philip Moreland series, which is his first 4 novels. I already have a hardcover edition of Raymond's novels with the Phil series, but when I saw this at Valley Village, I thought this is too good to pass up. It's got the main character standing on the beach with a cigarette during when the moon out, and it was just really nice. And this was published by Wings Books in 1991. I can't wait to read this. I still have to read the Mike Hammer series. I read the first book, but then I fell behind the series, so when I go do a review of that, I'll just reread the whole thing. And this is the Dean Koontz hardcover edition I was talking about with his first 3 novels. Oh, no, sorry, with 3 novels in it. And a really cool cover too on it. It's got Shattered, Whispers, and Watchers. A few years ago, I used to be on the Facebook group until they kicked me out for unfair reasons. And there's this one member I remember having this really cool like Facebook avatar. It had like this van chasing after this car, and it looked really cool. And I asked him, "What book's that from?" He said, "It's from Shattered." So when I was at Valley Village, I recognized I was reading the blurb inside the book here, and I was talking about this like guy that's being chased by this serial killer. I thought, oh, I remember that book now because of the picture, right? And then the other 2 sounded really interesting. I thought, oh, I'll check this out. And this was also published by Wings Book in 1992. Oh yeah, I already said that on the other novel. Now, this other hardcover book I got, The Great Cases of Scotland Yard, and it's got a really cool cover on it. The glare's kind of ruined it. I don't want to bring the book too close because my damn webcam makes a chatter noise when it gets too close, and I actually have to redo this part again. I don't want to have to do it a 3rd time, but there's the cover on the back. It's textless, very, very nice. And this has a bunch of like crime novels in it by authors such as Clive Antolin, Elizabeth Jenkins, Andrew Graff, Winston Graham, Lulvik Kennedy, Amelia Williams, Russell Brandon, and Julius Moons. And and who published this? This is from Reader's Digest, I think, the ones who published this, and this came out I'm getting all the dates say on here 1978, so I think this is when it came out, the late 70s. So I look forward to reading that. And now the last book I'm going to show is not a fictional book, but it is so cool I'm going to show it anyway. So, oops. Okay, sorry about that. And now I will show you this cool book I got, but I have to move all the other books because this is what it's resting on. Alright, I hope my webcam is not shaking again. If not, so I'll just do this damn part over again. It is Porsche, the Fine Art of Sports Cars. When I was looking around the book section, Value Village has a classic section, and there was a guy standing there, and he was taking quite a while, like going through the books and stuff, and I didn't want to be Value Village all day long, so... And above him was this. I thought, ooh, that looks interesting. When he finally moved a bit, I just picked it up, glanced through it, and I thought, you know what, this is good enough, and walked out with what I have picked out of the shelves in this. And this is a really cool coffee book. It's got a lot of nice pictures of Porsches. This came out in 2008, and let's see if I can find. Oh man, this thing's heavy. But look at that. That is nice. And there's another one I saw. Another image I liked. Oh, it's got the Canyon in here. The one that the Porsche had that SUV. I remember that came out. How a lot of people they're really hyping that thing. There's the one picture I want to show. If I can find it. Here it is. This is it. It's the Porsche. That's one Porsche here. I'll show this. That is just nice. It'd be nice to have a car like that. Okay. All right. That is it for the book haul video today. I posted this on the Facebook group that I was in the process of doing a top list video, and I just couldn't do it. I just struggled to get through the video. I'm going to try it again in March and hopefully get the 2 top list videos done, and then do some other ones I have planned as well. I am still reading Snow, and I'm halfway through it. It's getting good. There was a scene that kind of dragged a little bit, but I'm gonna finish reading that, and I'm still reading William Gibson's Neuromancer, and I'm going to have 2 book review videos by this month, and a bunch of other books as well. Oh, that's it for the video today. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel of Autor Library, and as well as the Facebook group, a place where you can post, share, and review fiction. Until then, I'll see you next time. Later.